All right, guys, so we're going to be looking at problem number 1 in the comparing decimals packet. I'm going to write out my numbers on my chart, my place value chart. So I've got 200ths up at the top and 2000ths down here at the bottom. And I'm going to start comparing my numbers from left to right. So we talked about that at the beginning of the year. We go column to column until we notice a difference. So my ones are equal, my tenths are equal, and my hundredths, my 2 is greater than my 0. So I'm just kind of making a note there that the 2 is greater, so that means that 200ths is going to be greater than 2000ths. You can see that I'm writing out the comparison the way I'm going to write it in the worksheet that I have. So for number 1, I'm going to put the right symbol, which looks like this. And the alligator mouth should be eating the bigger number, as you guys have learned since you were young. We're going to look at the second problem, which is 500ths compared to 5/10ths. So I'm going to write 500ths on the top row and 5/10ths on the bottom row, and I'm going to start from left to right, and I'm going to compare each column. So I'm doing a voiceover today, so I'm trying to keep up with what I'm doing and try to remember what I said. So in the ones column, they are equal. In the tenths column, we notice that they are different. The 5 is greater than the 0, so that means that 5/10ths is greater than 500ths. And again, my alligator mouth is eating the bigger number, and my symbol looks like an L because the way I read that is 500ths is less than 5/10ths. We're going to look at number 3. So 7400ths compared to 8400ths. And you can see there my ones are equal, my tenths are different to each other, and the 8 is actually greater, so that whole number is going to be greater than the 7400ths. So 7400ths is less than 8400ths is the way I would read that statement. And again, my alligator mouth is eating the bigger number, or my alligator is eating the bigger number. I'm going to go on to number 14 because at first glance it might seem like the longer number is greater, but we talked about this at the beginning of the year. Just because the number is longer doesn't mean that it's greater. In this case, my ones are equal. My tenths is where we start to differ, and the 4 is actually greater than the 0, so that means that 9 and 4700ths is going to be greater than 9 and 74 thousandths. And if we put a 0 there at the end, we could also read that as 9 and 470 thousandths. So those are the 4 examples I'm doing for today. You guys can do the rest. And I will upload a video tomorrow with the answers to all of those problems. So again, you've got the chart there. If you need it, draw yourself a chart, pause the video and look that up. These are the answers to the day 3 problems that I sort of went over on Friday. I uploaded on Friday. Anyway, here is the answer key. You can pause the screen to look at the answers. And I just kind of broke it up into the top half and the bottom half. And that is it for this video.